intelligence on this person or this group to be a hostile group,
Mhm.
do you need a warrant to still conduct or effect an arrest on an
Yeah,
hostile group?
yeah, but extra caution is expected for such a story you just narrated. Now, if the person, is going to be hostile, and the police may likely lose their life, in the process of effecting arrest. So that's where you have to be very cautious in going to that environment. Now, you can also approach that place and then knock, but get prepared. Yeah, we see it. Even if when we watch,
Right,
the
right,
years,
right.
see how they will go with enough manpower.
Mm, mm,
Enough manpower,
mm,
enough manpower will be deployed to such an environment that is clearly a hostile environment in which there may likely be a repel. But they will likely probably attack or shoot and all that. So you
mm,
go with enough, and then ensure that you don't start shooting. I've never seen it happen anywhere. All the things, I've watched, I
mm.
don't see any, no matter how hostile an environment is,
Right.
policemen going there, start shooting without first of all, announcing who they are, giving them, the opportunity of surrendering
Mm,
voluntarily. It is when there is a counter attack, then the police now can begin to. But not when there is no repelling, when there is no, shooting, when there is no attack from the suspect, then you now start shooting.
right.
Especially, the method they use in Google's house, I heard that they went by, is it 2 a.m. or 1,
What
1:30 a.m.? And then
about that
they
time? Yeah.
climbed the fence. They climbed the fence and had access to his home, and then whatever happened and all that, is what we are reading now, because they took away even the CCTV in order to record, actually to show actually what transpired. Because these are things that we should begin to develop in our nation, to
Mm,
get to that standard that we do things properly and normally in accordance with the law. It
right.
is very important. We cannot be intimidated in our country where people begin to do certain things and also, give graphic pictures and show only one-sided story without hearing from the other side.
Mm.
Nobody should be intimidated in this nation. That is a fact, and
So,
we must begin to
Sunday
exercise
Igboho
it.
has gone to court to demand 500 million naira compensation.
No, a letter. He has not gone to court.
He has
He
not gone to
just wrote a
court.
letter. He wrote a petition. Yes.
Now tell us, Dr. Monday Ubani, what is the next step for him now? Who is feeling that his rights are being violated by what happened at his home last week? What are the options open to him?
The point is that we have only heard the side of the story of the people that invaded his home. We have not heard his own side. They have declared him wanted, and they asked him to approach any of the nearest police station. If he wants to, he should surrender and probably, give his own evidence of what transpired. Now, his lawyer has written a petition saying that this is clearly wrong in the way his client's home was invaded and so many things damaged, including loss of life, which
Hmm.
they have even
Hmm.
admitted. They
Hmm.
admitted that they killed two, but he's alleging that over 7 persons died and all that. So, I think he has a remedy. Whoever has the wrong has a remedy in law. If you come to arrest me in a manner that has not been prescribed by the law allows you to approach the court in order to. But the first thing is to the pre-action notice he has given to the government that he is demanding such an amount of money, and if they fail to pay, I think he should be able to approach the court.
Hmm.
But how they resolve the issue of his being declared wanted is what all of us are watching. Will he surrender himself voluntarily, or will they still want to effect arrest, forcefully and all that? So,
Hmm.
the days ahead or the weeks ahead, we determine what will be the outcome of this incident.
Interesting. Now, Dr. Monibani, let me talk to you about the rally on Saturday. One thing that always people always say when you talk about secessionists and those that want their own country and all of it is that it's their right to demand for it, and that's where you come in. Please expatiate, teach us. Is it really legal in the context of our laws?
No, we usually start our story from somewhere. We don't get to the root, and that's why sometimes we misapprehend and get into trouble in analyzing these issues. Critically, who are those asking for secession? And I think the IPOP and then now the Oduwa Nation or the Yoruba Nation.
Hmm.
What are the fundamentals? They're saying, look, if I hear them clearly, if I also understand them clearly, they want a united country, and I think every person in this country wants a country that is united. But a country that is united, not in adversity, but a country that is united clearly united, entrenching what you call equity, justice, and fairness, in everything, where everyone will feel that he is a Nigerian, that no other person should feel more Nigerian than others. That is what I understand them. And that if we want to have a country that all of us should be proud of, then Nigerian country needs to be restructured, because the present structure, is not clearly favorable to the majority. It's only few people that are enjoying, this country. So they want a restructured country. But the moment you refuse to adhere to that demand of the people who have elected you, then they have a right to freely express themselves. And that is where the international protocols and treaties come in. If you look at all the international protocols and treaties, and even with that of Africa, they allowed what you call people freedom to freely assemble. They also allow them to freely associate and also freely express themselves. They can also, even self-determination is allowed by protocols, that you have a right to determine whether you want
do we have it in our laws, Dr. Monday?
In our local laws, it's not there. But it does not stop you from...
Does it make it criminal? Does it make it criminal?
No, it does not. Because as I said earlier, we are signatories to most of the international treaties and protocols.
So which should take preeminence now?
The parameters of law. Let me finish.
Yes,
you
please.
must do it within the parameters of law. If you are asking for, a separate country, you don't carry arms in order to do that, because if you do that, there are legal consequences. You freely say, look, because of this, if I cannot be included, then allow me to be excluded. If you cannot include me in governance, if you don't recognize me as a citizen, then as a human being, I have a right. It's a social contract. I also have a right to now annul that contract and say, let me walk away, because I must belong. You see, before we came to the level where we are, life was nasty, brutish. I know, as was propounded by the theorists and philosophers.
Right.
But when we now agreed, we now say we have people who goes to that place to represent us. We elect them. Our sovereignty flows from us. They must also listen to us when we are saying certain things that they are not doing right. And if they fail to listen to us, then their social contract can be annulled. In doing that, there are consequences anyway. If you go it through the wrong way, but if you go it legitimately, peacefully, then you can be listened to, and that is where intellectualism comes in. Force, there are consequences.
What I want us to put out there, Dr. Monday Ubani, you have clearly explained, all these sides, but something needs to be, clearer. So yes. we don't have secession or referendum in our constitution, do we?
There is none. There is none.
Now,
in our local laws, that laws that we sign, treaties, protocols we sign, allow self-determination, allows agitation.
At what point?
But our local constitution does not allow referendum for you to secede.
So which of these two laws should take preeminence? Which of them now?
Now, when there is a conflict between international law, especially if they're signatory to it, and all that, the international law, takes a precedent if there is any serious conflict. But as I said earlier, if you are asking for a separate nation, on where there is no express provision in your law, it depends on the mode and modality and the strategy you adopt in order to ask for it. If you ask for it outside the laws that are within jurisdiction, then you are in trouble, because there are consequences for that. If you carry arms and ammunition or guns in order to ask for a separate country, of course, you'll be punished, by the internal law.
Right.
But if you do it in a peaceful manner, just like people gather and say, look, I am asking for this. And why I'm asking for this is because this and all that. What any serious-minded nation would do is to call those people to a table and say, what is the issue? Because all of us are agreed for United Nations. Now you are now trying to, dismember the country. What is the, what's the problem? And then they find a way to solve that problem rather than using force. Because the moment you use force on a leader you have probably identified, other leaders that are, you cannot even identify will begin to emerge and become a problem to the nation. So the first thing is to nip it in the bud by engagement. Engagement is the only way to solve problems. But I tell you, Quadry, the level of human development we have today, the level we have attained in humanity, came as a result of agitation. And nobody can ever outlaw agitation, because it is agitation that brought the level of respect to human rights to where we are today in the world. It is level of agitation that brought development in humanity generally. If you look at all the developed nations,
you're right. Yes,
so
yes,
you
you're right.
Outlaw it. You cannot stop it because government must have a feedback mechanism to know whether they're governing well or not from the people. It is when they express themselves and you know their feeling, you can now begin to improve governance. But the moment you annihilate agitation and protest, then the country will be retarded. And there is no country that can make progress by annihilating protest and agitation.
Dr. Monday Ubani, please stay on the line. You're not going anywhere yet, I'm sorry. Because we have Dr. Nawaila Muhammed joining us right now over the telephone. He's from the Coalition of Northern Groups. Dr. Nawaila, good morning to you. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Sharif.
How are you today?
Fine, I'm doing good. You?
I'm okay. I'm fine. I want to talk to you about this Odua nation, the rally that happened on Saturday, and what the reaction of the Coalition of Northern Group is on that rally. Tell us, what's the position of the Coalition of Northern Groups?
Okay, we saw the rally. Although we believe that everyone is entitled to his opinion and everyone is entitled to call for a separate nation or succession or whatever. But our only problem with it is how it started and the direction it's following. From the leadership, we see the Yoruba people as a bunch of intellectuals with the highest number of lawyers, highest number of professors, highest number of technocrats, highest number of educationists, call them whatever. So why is it that the face of this struggle it's reduced to a bunch of touts? That's our only problem. The Yoruba
is that what you think, that there are touts leading the movement?
Yes, it's not what I think. It's what we are seeing.
Okay.
When the leader of the struggle is caught with some arms, with AK-47s, with 5,000 rounds of ammunition in his house. What's he planning? The Yoruba people knows the right channels to follow when you want succession or you want to call for referendum. We are in a political dispensation. We believe that they have members representing them. They have senators. They have politicians that can go to the house, play a legitimate cause that they want a referendum, and their members, the members they have in the house, will act. They are good. The good majority of the Igbos also want that. So the Igbos can mobilize their members, the Yorubas mobilize their members, the houses mobilize them, and let's call for referendum. You don't need to chase anyone out. You don't need to fight anyone. You don't need to kill anyone. You don't need to amass. And the funny part of it is, this person that is calling for a Yoruba nation, his passport is having resident permit of Germany. Why? You are fighting for your people, and now in fact he's turning to a fugitive, which is also funny because I don't see the Iso Ikejas, the warriors of the Yoruba land, running and being fugitive in Hausa land when people come to conquer them before. Because if they are running, then I don't think the kingdoms of the Yorubas, the Oyu kingdom, the Ife kingdom will have lasted till today if they are running away. And this is a person that have been saying he is entering the bush, chasing out Fulanis. What we now realize is the people he is chasing in the villages are legal, peaceful Fulanis that are trying to herd their animals in the villages. Because if this person is afraid of the DSS, that fight with decorum and rules of engagement, and he runs away from them. And not that because he runs away because it's legal not to fight the security. There were gunshots and exchange of fire before he runs away. And that's in his house, where he knows the terrain, where it's peaceful, better for him to fight, because it's better for you to fight when you know the terrain than a place you don't know the terrain of. He run away. And he is telling us that he has been chasing armed bandits in the bushes of Yoruba land. Those people that have no rules of engagement and have AK-47s and have rocket launchers. He is saying he's chasing them away. So it means that all the chasing he has been is those with merchants and cutlasses are the type of Fulanis that he's chasing away. Those that are rearing their animals in the bushes of Yoruba land. That's all we notice. And I would appreciate if the Yoruba will put together a solid force, because when they are trying to get interventions from the federal government, they don't send scouts. They send their intelligentsia to go there and seek funds for the federal government. If indeed they want the Yoruba land, then they should immerse those intelligentsias and craft a way. They know the way. They know international courts. They know we have signed the accord of self-determination in the United Nations. They know how to chase all those kind of things. You don't need to go to the villages and start chasing Fulani out, because a time will come if you continue chasing the Fulani out, where those Fulanis in the north will start chasing the Yorubas out.
Dr. Nawaila, I'm delighted that you have hit the nail on the head. Another area I want us to talk about is the issue of self-determination. You have heard from the East saying, especially from IPOB, saying that they want self-determination. The Ilana Omodua, the Yoruba Nation campaigners, are also saying that they want self-determination. Is that something the North welcomes?
Majority of the North don't care. Sheriff, an average Northerner only cares of how he goes, get food, come back. He doesn't care whether Nigeria is united or divided. As far as he can go out peacefully, get his food.
Why do you think an average Northerner doesn't care, Dr. Nawaila?
We are in the North. We know what is happening in the North. We have the highest. We are the most strongest organization, non-governmental organization in the North. We have people as the nooks and crannies of the North. For instance, I don't care whether the Igbos are here or not. I don't care whether the Yorubas are here or not. If they choose to leave, safe journey. I wish them all the best in their future endeavors. All I want is I don't want war. Because our insecurity problem has reached its peak, so we don't add an extra war. If you want to leave, no country, no matter the amount of wars, you have to come to the table and agree before you divide a country. So let's just go direct to the table and divide it. All these people are doing are not agitations. We that want this have already sued the federal legislature that we don't want constitutional amendments. We want a referendum. We go to the court. We have cases in the court and it's taken all over the Nigerian people. We have gathered lawyers to go to the UN. We will go wherever it means. We don't want war. If they want self-determination, we are calling for referendum. Let there be a referendum, a vote. If people want to leave, safe journey.
Dr. Nawaila.
If you want to stay, you are welcome.
Right.
The only problem is we don't want war.
Thank you so much for sharing your thought. We're going to take one call. Oh, can we take one call? No, we can't. We can't take one more call. We can't take any call. We need to go to break right now, gentlemen. Please stay with me. After the break, we'll continue our conversation for the next 5-10 minutes before we let you go. Okay, Dr. Monday Ubani and Dr. Nawaila, please stay on the line with me. All right, stay on the line. Lagos, Nigeria. Let's go to break. When we return from this break, we'll hear from you. Then we come back to my guests to have further conversation. It's a Morning Crossfire. I'm Sheriff Quadry. This is Nigeria Info. Good morning to you.
A multinational company in Lekki, Lagos is massively recruiting independent sales executives that own a car and a valid driver's license. Are you ready to work with the company with the most history worldwide? Are you ambitious, a smart worker? Do you have a great attitude? Ready to take your career to the next level? Here is an opportunity for you. Please call 0815 705 0505 or 0905 637 4258 to book for an interview.
More talk, news, and sports after this.
Oh, yes! ShopRite, their big red carnival don't land you. And this time around, or more, they want to scatter all those big, big prizes prices come help una save more money on top things than like 3 bottle of 5 alive 780 abina 850 ml for 999 naira 99 kobo. Come buy 4.6 liter power vegetable cooking oil for 4,999 naira 99 kobo pere. You fit win up to 50% come up for your shopping with the ShopRite their big red carnival. Just buy any 3 products them, other things them when follow. Check the buy me and stand to win icon where they inside the flyer them. Conditions follow. All price then go last till July 11, 2021.
Hey Lagosians, some thrilling news for you here. Do you know that Airpeace, Nigeria's premier airline, is launching flight operations into Ilorin on Thursday, June the 17th, 2021? Yes, that's right. Now this means you can fly daily to Ilorin from Lagos and Abuja while experiencing our signature hospitality offered by a well-trained crew. Fly with Airpeace to Ilorin and enjoy peaceful skies as you take advantage of our affordable fares. For bookings, head to our website on www.flyairpeace.com or download the Airpeace mobile app on Play Store or App Store. Go on, start booking and share the great news. Airpeace, your peace, our goal.
Joma, now what you dey find for my late brother office?
We are here for his benefits now.
You say what?
Nigeria info. Dr. Monday Ubani is over the phone joining us this morning, and we also have Dr. Nawaila Muhammed, who is also joining us right. He joined us before the break. He was the last speaker before we went on that break. Now, what we're going to do right now is to hear from you. We're streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube. We're trying to see if we can get the police in Lagos to talk on the stray bullet that hit the 14-year-old girl on Saturday, to just shed some light on that and the protests in general. Before we even got to this point, at 6 o'clock, in the 6 o'clock hour, you heard the last caller who said that he witnessed some protesters with guns on that Saturday. So if we're lucky enough to get the police to talk to us this morning, it'll be okay. But if not, we'll have to move on with the show. Gentlemen, thank you again for joining the show. Dr. Monday Ubani and Dr. Nawaila, thank you so much for joining us. We have about 6 or 7 more minutes to go with this interview. But let me speak with Dr. Monday Ubani. I would love for us to, because one of the essence of shows like this is to educate mainly. For those who are agitating for self-determination, I'm sure you heard what Dr. Nawaila said earlier. For those who are agitating for this and they want this done internally, what would be the normal internal process to follow, as against going on rallies, endless rallies and protests here and there? What will be the normal process internally?
Well, we're undergoing a constitutional amendment presently. And then the only problem is that those who are representing most times, are eating. And when you are eating, you don't talk in Nigeria, according to them. They are enjoying the system. So it's difficult for them to take those fundamental decisions that will lead to a fundamental restructuring of the country. Because that is actually what everyone is, clamoring for. If you really understand, Nigerians, concerning the state, Nigeria, they want a country that is not suffocating. The relationship presently is very suffocating. Everyone should be allowed, to develop at his own pace. Every state should be allowed to develop at its own, and then control the internal resources of their state and pay a certain percentage of tax to the federal level. Now, over centralization of the polity is suffocating everyone, and people are not getting what they're supposed to get being in Nigeria. Only few people are enjoying the resources of the nation, and it can be very annoying. My brother was saying that it's only thugs that are leading this and all that. I'm sure it's not too knowledgeable of what is going on. A lot of intellectuals are, but we're talking about boldness. Those who are in the forefront, maybe the bolder ones, but behind the decision for restructuring and having a country of us shall be proud of for generations gone and unborn are many intellectuals, who are behind this. And is earlier we know this, the better for all of us. That the best thing is for government to really sit down and agree that there is a problem for us as a nation, and then we begin to strategize to find a common solution so that Nigeria will linger. Because for now, the way they are going about it is that they want to end Nigeria, and that would be very unfortunate.
Who wants to end Nigeria?
Oh, those in leadership now. They don't want things to be done in order to strategically position Nigeria for the other century that is coming. Are you following me? There are issues with Nigeria. The way Nigeria is presently structured cannot last more than 20, 30 years. But if you sit down to address some of the fundamental flaws and correct them, this is a beautiful country that the entire world will begin to admire. For now, it's not working, and there are present defects that make it not to work. And it's better we address it. The earlier we address it, the better.
Indeed. Dr. Ubani, thank you. Let me come to Dr. Nawaila now. Internal processes. Your group, you have said that you are in court already, saying that you don't want constitutional amendment. What do you want from the court? I'm not sure the court has the power to stop constitutional amendment going on. Do you really want anything from the lawsuit that you filed to stop the constitutional amendment?
Let me start by asking the doctor some questions. He said that the faces, there are intellectual support behind those people. But I see only the faces in front. I cannot know what's going on the ground. So like all struggles, the intellectual ones should lead. You don't let touts fight for you while intellectuals are hidden. We know them. We know the Yoruba as the intellectual bunch, not the touts. So the intellectuals should lead. Even in animals, you don't let the dull ones lead. You let the intelligent ones lead. One, there is entirely two different things between fighting for restructuring or fighting for trying to be self-determined or fighting for another country. So from what he's saying, there is a little bit of confusion.
Okay.
Is it that the Yorubas want self-determination, or are they after restructuring? These are two entirely different things. And another thing, this restructuring that people have been clamoring for, there has not been a clear-cut definition on what it entails up to date. If you block 10 different intellectuals to put them in separate rooms and tell them to write in detail what restructuring entails, I am sure everyone will come out with different things. So there is the need for people to come together, give a real definition of what restructuring entails and how it can be done. First, for them to come out clamoring for it. Because in the North here, if you are calling for restructuring, change of governance, we don't even know what they want. So there should be a clear distinction between whether they want a separate country or they want restructuring.
Is when you say you don't know, are you saying that the North is okay with the way the country is currently structured?
The country is structured to us in such a way that we can see problems. We can see problems, but when you come to address the problem, then you say restructuring. We want the problems to be addressed. You call it restructuring. Okay, we agree. It's called restructuring. Now, let's have a clear-cut definition on what those entails, what that restructuring means. Because restructuring means changing structures, right? But in what sense? In what dynamic? There's a lot of things entailed that have not been defined clearly. So we are like repeating the same word. I've been hearing restructuring things coming up. But what's the clear-cut definition of restructuring so that everyone knows what it entails? And whether now there is call for a Yoruba nation and there is call for restructuring, all coming from the Yoruba side, the western side of the country. Which one are they for? Because if you want a separate country, then why do you need to restructure this country now? Just like the IPOs, the Igbos, they want presidency and they still want a separate country. Which one do they want? You need to put priorities on what you want first.
Okay.
Now, what we want is for the country, for this house, to know that there are a lot of clamors that you can't just shut down.
Okay.
You cannot change the constitution of people that don't even believe in the country. So we need to come and address those people that want self-determination first. We need to believe in the country for us to believe in the constitution of the country, then work with the constitution. If we don't believe in that country, then how would we believe in its constitution? So you are trying to amend constitution, but to who? Those people that don't believe in it, don't even believe in the country. So first of all, we need to address those issues of self-determination. That's why we want the court to intervene. Come, see, there are far superior problems than that. Let's first of all agree if we want to be in the country or not.
Okay.
If we all agree that we want to be in this country, then let's adjust what we want to adjust to suit us. But if we don't believe in the country and we are saying we want to amend the constitution, who will use the constitution?
All right, that's
because now what I'm seeing is like the Ibobos are fighting the government. There is that don't believe in the country. There are the IPOs that don't believe in the country. We have security that there are roads you can't even follow in the north. So what are we talking about amending which constitution? Why
right.
even the constitution is currently not working?
Dr. Nawaila, let's take some thought from the people before we wrap up on the show. The interview 8:38 is the time. We're going to take a few calls. I can see where we're streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube. I can see that quite a number of comments have here already. They've come in already. Just Believe on YouTube, for instance, says just even the national anthem that are being used was drafted by Awolowo. If you follow history. Oh, wow. It just disappeared. I'm so sorry. Everything has disappeared. I'm so sorry. Something set of messages just dropped in droves. Well, let's go to the telephone. Adelenyi is calling us this morning from Berger. Adelenyi, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Morning to you.
My take is on the doctor from
Yes, please.
NCS.
CNG.
I really want to. It's unfortunate that he's calling those agitators touts. I don't blame him because our leaders have always turned their eyes away from issues of justice, fairness, and equity that favors the North. Imagine 30% NMPC profit will be going to the North.
No. That's not what he says.
No, not him. I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about the new.
Yes,
law.
that's the thing I'm saying as well. It's not going to the north. It's going to the frontier states. Yes.
If those agitators are touts, what is he going to call Mayatiala and Gumi and all those bandits that are killing people and collecting ransom? You know, what will he call them? It should be fair in his judgment.
Okay.
You just call them bandits. Their name is bandits. And you just call the kidnappers. We have never given them, we call Boko Haram, we call them terrorists. We call bandits because they are bandits. We call kidnappers because they are kidnappers. We have never tried to legitimize them or give them prominence. We don't do that because they are what they are. They are terrorists in the north, Boko Haram. Likewise, I will always address those guys. I said the intellectual people should lead. I want to see the taste of the professors, the face of the SAN, the face of even the celebrities. We have a lot of Yoruba celebrities. Let them front this fight.
Dr. Nawaila, let's speak with Ray. Ray is in Ogun State. Ray, good morning to you.
Oh, good morning, Sharif.
Morning to you.
Yeah, this is Ray Observer.
Welcome.
Good morning to the two doctors, Dr. Ubani and the other guest. If you agree with me, I want to disagree with your other guest. Not Ubani, the other guest.
Dr. Nawaila.
Yes. The agitators are not out to start with. You see, he was saying something that the agitators don't know what they want. Now, is it restructuring they want, or they want to go, or they want to go? I mean, or they need the presidency or whatever. You know what? Something led to something, Sheriff.
Okay.
We've been clamoring for restructuring up to date. What the president told us is that the National Assembly should see to it, and so many people have come out to say, "Oh, restructuring. What does it mean? What does restructuring mean?" I believe El-Rufai and his team. I think the presidency gave them. I think they gave them a work to do on restructuring.
That's
and
right.
They came out with their report. What has this report got to do? Have they looked into the report that was given? You can't tell people that you can't be beating a child and expect the child not to cry. Sheriff, restructuring. They are saying restructuring. Call everybody on the table. Meet the problem in the table. Solve it. Then nobody will agitate. But in the absence of that, my dear brother, Oduduwa Nation, Biafra Nation is a movement that nobody can stop except they structure this country and get the constitution rightly and things begin to work. Have a good morning.
Have a good morning too, Ray. Thank you for calling. Gentlemen, I need to release you at this juncture. Any last word from you, Dr. Monday Ubani, before we go?
Yeah, the basic thing, are you hearing me?
I'm with you, Dr. Monday. Go on.
The position of things is that whether anyone likes it, the issue of a restructured state, every person knows what it means. It means that over-centralization of the bureaucracy of Nigeria is making it to be inefficient. We need to divest some of the powers that the federal government is presently monopolizing to the federating unit. And I have given issue of state policing, issue of autonomy of the local government, issue of having resources being controlled by the federating unit and paying tax to the federal. Issue of power, energy should be things that should be done by the state. So many things. They understand when they want to change the narrative. They say, what do you mean by the structure? You put 20 people in 20 homes. They will say a different thing entirely. Even if you see the trend, there's a trending news now by Pastor, what's his name now, that was the presidential candidate with President Buhari.
Sunday Bakare.
And that is this other guy.
Sunday Bakare.
Bakare. Bakare said he did a volume of this on restructuring and submitted to the president. He is aware of it. He was when they were running for presidency and when they even now, he gave it to him. How can the president say he doesn't know the meaning of restructuring? It's just when they want to change the story, change the narrative, they say, what do you mean by restructuring and all that? But whatever it is an idea that his time has come. And we must change this country for better because of the future generation, because of our children, because of our children that are born. It's very key. It must happen. It will happen.
Thank you, Dr. Monday Ubani. Dr. Nawaila, your last word before we go.
I want to conclude by saying, first, nobody said the country should not be changed. Change it. We believe in that. We want you to give us clear definition. That's for sure. We will need that to know what you want and how you define restructuring, because it's based off another term. Another person there is still repeating what I said. He is saying if they do not restructure, they want separate country. What you want has to be clear cut. It has to be open. We need to know. If you want restructuring, pursue restructuring. If you want a separate country, pursue separate country. Just pursue it legitimately. Pursue it legally.
Thank you.
I am not against separation. I am not against restructuring, but I believe in peace. If you want it, follow it legally, and every sane person will follow it legally. That's what we are saying.
All right.
And I beg to disagree with whoever challenged me on me not calling them tout. I will call the people, the faces I see tout, because they are behaving as tout. If the intellectual ones are leading, I would do respect, call them the intellectual part of Yoruba.
Dr. Nawaila Muhammed of the Coalition of Northern Groups, thank you so much for joining us. Dr. Monday Ubani, thank you so much for joining us, gentlemen. It's been amazing having the two of you on the show today. I'm going to take a few more calls before we get on to play Just a Minute this morning. That's right. Yes, you heard me. Just a Minute is back. Oh, yeah. 8:46 is the time, so you're gonna get like 60 seconds to share your thought with me on the interview you just heard. We have about 3 minutes, I think. Oh wow. Okay. Let's just take a few calls. Hello. Good morning to you.
Good morning. My name is Joy. I'm calling you from Ikeja.
Welcome, Joy.
Yes, please. I would like to ask the doctor that just finished discussion with you, not quite long, Dr. Nawaila. So he said the activists are not intellectuals. So I'd like to confirm, what does it mean by intellectuals? Is it by your school staff, or if you attended tertiary institution, or by what? Because the overall head will have be an intellectual as well. So
is it by, you're saying, is it by going to school that defines who an intellectual is?
That confirms you an intellectual.
Okay, that's a very valid question.
Our president of our whole leader, is he an intellectual also? So that's what I want to confirm from him. Opportunity he has left.
Oh, deep go. Thanks for calling me. I appreciate it. I really do. Let's take another one. Hello, good morning to you. What's going on?
Yeah, hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. This is Pastor Ladi calling from Orile.
Welcome. What's happening in Orile? I'm hearing noises at the background. I'm hearing.
It's peaceful. Sorry.
Okay.
I was.
Okay, Pastor Ladipo, you have to call me back. It seems you're quite distracted. I can't take any more calls right now because I have to play Just a Minute, okay? I can't take any more calls. But not to worry, this conversation will continue. Sunnyside is coming with Joyce at 12:15, and you have our track to Sandra at 3 p.m. Live and Dangerous is also next at 10 p.m. with Free. So it's all day on Nigeria Info. You get to be a part of the biggest conversation Nigeria is having every hour here on Nigeria Info. But let's play Just a Minute today. 60 seconds. You have to answer as many questions as possible in just 1 minute. Okay? Are you ready for me? So something very okay. Let's just play. Oh God, Sharif. Let's play.
This is Just a Minute.
No, don't start counting yet. Let's just see who will be this lucky person. So, in case you're just joining us, this is how Just a Minute is. You call, you have 60 seconds to answer as many questions as possible, all right? After which you have to stay on the line because we have to get your details. Other people will play on all the shows as well. And the winner, the person with the highest number of correct answers, will be the winner of the day. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello?
Yes, please. Good morning.
Good morning.
What's your name?
Quincy Agidi.
Who?
Maryland.
What's your name again?
Quincy Agidi from Maryland.
Quincy.
Yes.
Okay. Quincy, you want to play Just a Minute?
Yes, I want to play Just a Minute.
Fantastic. So let's play, Quincy. Let's play.
This is Just a Minute.
Where is Nigeria Info FM located?
What did you say?
Where is Nigeria Info FM located?
It's at your president, Victoria Island.
Excuse me, where?
Yeah.
Where?
Premier President, Victoria Island.
I didn't hear what you have said, though.
Premier is president.
No, there's nothing like that. Let me just go to the next one. The I in Nigeria Info mobile app icon is printed in what color?
It's orange.
Wrong. Name the radio station with the Euros 2020 broadcast rights in Nigeria.
Wazobia Info and Nigeria Info.
Okay,
it's
okay. It's okay. I'll give it to you. Name one other state you can find Nigeria Info.
Port Harcourt, Abuja.
Correct. Who anchors the show Pinpoint on Nigeria Info?
Ogogo.
Correct. Tell me exactly, what does the green in the national flag stand for?
That is skip.
We're not skipping anywhere. The time is up. Just stay on the line. You got 3 questions correctly. Stay on the line. We'll get your details. Lagos, Nigeria. That's the show today. Thank you all for being a part of the Morning Crossfire. Table Talk with Wamima Adewuni is next on Nigeria Info today. I am on social media. Yes, get across, get in touch. Let us talk. I would like to hear from you. Just search for search for Sheriff Quadry across social media platforms. Sheriff Quadry. I'll see you tomorrow at 5 a.m. Bye for now.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's